Julius Caesar enters a public square with throngs and supporters. He has just returned from a military victory. The celebrating is temporarily halted from a soothsayer calls out from the crowd, "Beware the Ides of March." Caesar brushes off the prophecy as the words of the madman.
Julio César entra en una plaza pública con multitudes de partidarios. Acaba tú. Cuidado con los Ides de marzo.
As the crowd continues to swell around Caesar, one of his supporters, Antony, offers him a symbolic crown to wear, but Caesar brushes the offer away. Cassius, a Roman general, tells Brutus, one of Caesar's close friends, that he fears the amount of power being offered to Caesar. Brutus agrees that although he loves Caesar, he does not want to see him become a king. Cassius hints that there are those willing to kill Caesar to make sure it doesn't happen.
Mientras la multitud continúa creciendo alrededor de César, uno de sus seguidores, Antonio, le ofrece
Cassius busies himself gathering like-minded men together against Caesar. He also places false letters of price in Brutus, where Brutus finds them to help convince Brutus that he might just as easily be Rome's ruler.
Cassius se afana en reclutar hombres de ideas.
In the cover of darkness, Cassius, a group of conspirators, come to Brutus and convince him to join in the plot to kill Caesar. For the good of Rome, they agree to do it on the 15th of March, the very day the soothsayer warned Caesar about.
En el amparo de la oscuridad, Casio y un grupo de conspiradores encuentran a Bruto y lo convencen de partir.
Caesar's wife, Calpurnia, pleads with Caesar to not go out of the house on March 15 because she has been seeing visions and people have been reporting evil omens. So Caesar is almost persuaded, but when a servant arrives with the rumors that the Senate has decided to offer him the crown, he goes. When Caesar arrives, the conspirators surround him, and one by one they stab him. Caesar's dying words are to express shock that even his friend Brutus participates in the betrayal.
Cuando César llega, los conspiradores
Antony arrives and is overcome at seeing Caesar's dead body.
Antonio llega y está impactado al ver el cadáver de César.
Brutus and the others demand to know where Antony's royalty now lies. Antony assures them, although he loves and supports Caesar, he will go along with the wishes of the group at large. He asks only one favor, that he allows to give a funeral speech on Caesar's behalf. Caesar's body is carried into a public place. Brutus speaks first, proclaiming his love to Caesar as a person, but declaring his love for Rome as even more powerful.
El cuerpo de César es llevado a un lugar público. Bruto habla primero proclamando su amor por César como una persona, pero declarando que su amor por Roma es aún más poderoso.
Antony speaks next. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. He proceeds to praise Brutus and other conspirators, while cleverly reminding the people gathered in Caesar's many good qualities and of his betrayal. He then reads Caesar's will in which his money is to be generously divided among the citizens of Rome.
Antonio es el siguiente en hablar. Amigos romanos,
The people riot. Many of the conspirators are killed, but Brutus and Cassius escape.
la gente se amotina. Muchos de los conspiradores son asesinados, pero Bruto y Casio escapan.
Brutus and Cassius assemble their armies and prepare to fight to the death against Antony and his army. The ghost of Julius Caesar appears to Brutus with a warning of his impending death.
Bruto y Casio reúnen sus ejércitos y se preparan para luchar hasta la muerte contra Marco Antonio y su ejército. El fantasma de Julio César se le aparece a Bruto con una advertencia de su muerte.
A fierce battle ensues. When Cassius perceives that the battle goes against him, he orders his own servant to kill him, rather than risk being taken a prisoner.
Una feroz batalla se produce. Cuando Casio percibe que la batalla va en contra de él, ordena a su propio servidor matarlo, en lugar de arriesgarse a ser tomado prisionero.
A short time later, Brutus too, upon finding the tides turned against him, runs himself through with his own sword.
Poco tiempo después, Brutus también, al encontrar las mareas vueltas contra él, se ejecuta a sí mismo con su propia espada.
When Antony arrives to find that the last of the conspirators is dead, he declares that all of the conspirators, Brutus alone, had noble motives. Brutus acted for what he believed to be the greater good, even though it required betrayal of his friend. This misguided intent, however, led to a great tragedy.
Cuando Antonio encuentra que el último de los conspiradores ha muerto,